and today I'm going to take you guys on how to obtain a South African ID or citizenship. Guys, before we get into the video, I would like to put a disclaimer out there that I'm not an immigration consultant and I'm not any government personnel for South Africa, but I'm just making this video based on the experience that I've actually obtained of all the years I've been living in SA. Department of Home Affairs is not paying me to come and say anything here, so yeah. So the first thing that you actually need to do is obviously to be in the country. So there are many ways to obtain a citizenship or an ID in South Africa. Okay, and the first one that normally people use is by marriage. Okay, I think that happens to be the easiest way. Well, it used to be the easiest way, but now things has become a bit difficult because they no longer, well, they do offer that, but it is very tough. Or let me say it is a bit tough to obtain that. Some years ago, I think about 8 years ago, things were a bit easier. I mean, people were just getting married here and there, especially I'm a Nigerian, so like it has been happening, but now things are a bit slow. And I think everything started when the COVID hit, and now COVID is no more, but there's still issue of documentations in South Africa. But anyway, that's another topic for another day. In your 5 years of stay, obviously you need to have a valid documentation. So it can either be a permit, which you need to be using that permit for that 5 years duration. And once you have accomplished that duration, you can actually submit that. They do have another option where you can start a business. I think you can own a business or so, and you need to have some certain amount in your account. You need to prove to the government that you do have some amount. I think it's about 1 million or so rent. That is actually the fastest way. You don't even need to wait and do all that. I think that is one of the, you need to prove to the South African government that you do have a certain amount in your account. Normally people who actually have money, like those businessmen, especially those Indians that came and obtain those documents. What's their name again? I forgot. So this is actually a way that majority of people do obtain their ID. So while, let's say, you get in a country with a permit, whatever being the document, and you get married, you can automatically get, firstly you have to apply for a PR, I guess, and after using the PR for a couple of years, you have to go in for your ID. So it just needs to be a matter of agreement between you and the lady. But then there is a bit of disadvantages and problems with that, because from the people that are using that and from some of the things that I've been hearing about that exact route of obtaining identity, anytime you mess up, like let's say if you intend to have misagreement with the lady and the lady reports or consults the Department of Home Affairs, you can get your ID denied, terminated or whatever. Yeah, after like that is if you have it. Let's say you do have the ID already with you. Once you mess up with the lady, something goes on, your ID can be taken away from you. Well, they will not come to your house and take it, but then they can just block you from the system, so you'll just be having a blank identity. So it doesn't always happen, because if you are unable to make a lady happy, then that is your problem. But on a real, I think the most common way that people use is through marriage. So it's just a matter of you and the lady having an agreement. Okay, cool. We've been together for 6 years, and I want us to get married and all that. Then after you get married, you impregnate her, maybe twins. Already things are on track. Already you're on the right direction. So don't quit. Just keep doing it. In a few months, you impregnate her again. I'm just kidding, man. But yeah, you need to start a family. You need to have a wife. You need to I mean, if you got kids with her, that's even a plus. But then you need to be married with the lady, and the lady also need to understand that, okay, cool, this is what you actually need and all that. So yeah, and there's other channels as well where people see random ladies, they don't even get married, they do some dodgy stuff. I don't know, I don't actually have much information about that, but I've heard that in the marriage section there's also another way that they don't actually get married, but then they, yeah, so it happens that way. And another thing is to, well, the third one is to be on a student permit. So if you get into South Africa as a student and maybe you attend school in the country, I think for a duration of 5 years, the problem is I can't remember the exact years, but there's certain years, yeah. So after you stay schooling in the country with your permit being valid in the country, because remember, once you mess up or once you do not get your permit renewed in that duration, let's say 5 years, and maybe in about 6 months, 8 months, you don't get your permit renewed, then it's not gonna work, because throughout the duration you need to make sure that you actually had your documentation renewed throughout the process. So after 5 years, you can start the process of getting your PR. So once you get the PR actually stands for permanent residence. So once you get your permanent residence, you have to also be on the permanent residence for a couple of years, and then I think that is actually about a year or so. So after that, then you can actually apply for the ID. But there is still a problem after you obtain the ID, because there is 2 types of ID in SA. It's more like in Ghana, the way we issue Ghana card. For the citizens of Ghana, you do get your normal Ghana card, but then for foreign nationals, they do also get a Ghana card, but then there's some, I don't know what is written on it, but there's something that is written on it that states that they are not a citizen of Ghana. So we do have 2 types, the ones for the citizens and the ones for the non-citizens. So same applies to the identity in SA. So let's say even if you get married or you stay in SA for longer duration, or you come to school for long, I don't know, and you still obtain your identity, your ID, you're not going to get the actual ID that is being offered to the actual citizens. On your ID is going to be written non-citizen on top. It's the same ID, same book, same everything with ID number, everything, but then there will be a section that will be written, it's actually written in bold where the ID number is, that's a non-citizen, but it is still an ID. So I think that is to differentiate between the real citizens but it's like, once again, it's still an ID. So these are the main points. You can actually obtain it through studies, you can obtain it through marriage, you can also obtain it if you have a huge amount. Let's say I'm rich, I'm Patrick Mutepe's son. If you don't know Patrick Mutepe, that is Dangote in South Africa, okay? Yeah, the Dangote version in South Africa. So let's say my father is Patrick Mutepe, so my dad is rich. I can just go to SA with that much of money to prove to the government that, okay, cool, this, and they'll be taking the money. Yeah, I think they will take the money. I'm not sure the exact amount, but I think it's about 1 million or so. So you need to prove to them that, okay, cool, this is the amount I have, I'm a businessman, I want to give this amount. And it's actually faster. That process is the fastest, and people don't actually talk about it because it's a lot of money. You are coming to the country to hustle. Where are you going to get that 1 million? You are playing, man. But I think some of the real, business guys, those top dogs, they actually go for that. But I haven't heard about such. I haven't actually heard that someone has even go for that particular, but it is there. So you can actually, like I said, it can be schooling, marriage, staying for long on your existing permit, or what else, business. So yeah, there is quite a few. I think there's still other ones, but I think for now this is what I can recall. There's still more. There's still more, but if ever I do remember, then I'll drop it and I'll make it another video and it will also depend on the engagement on this particular video as well. So if you are new on the channel, hit on the subscribe button, like this video as well, and yeah, let me know your comments, let me know your thoughts, let me know how you also obtained yours. Maybe I might be wrong. I mean, like I said, I'm not an immigration consultant, I'm just here sharing my opinions. So yeah, thank you very much for coming, guys. If you have any questions based on this whole conversation, drop it in the comment section, and I'll be willing to answer everything. Thank you for coming, guys. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Stay safe.